When the East India Company first sought to establish its base in Southeast Asia, they sailed up the river Hooghly in search. Koil Puri retraces that journey, starting from Murshidabad, where the Battle of Plassey was fought 240 years ago.
The year is 1757, the place Murshidabad. In the dead of night, Mir Jafar betrays his Nawab and meets the English agent Watts, who is disguised as a woman. They arrive at a secret alliance. The Battle of Plassey follows.
And Nawab Siraj-ud-Dowla was murdered the next day. The East India Company established their hold in Bengal and the fate of India is sealed. The meeting was held here at Murshidabad, and this gate has been aptly renamed Namak Harami Diori, or the Traitor's Gate, after Jafar's betrayal.
After the battle, the British made their way up the river to set up shop at Murshidabad. Long before the British arrived, Murshidabad was born, when Murshid Khali Khan, a Subedar of the Nawab, shifted his capital from Dhaka to Musakabad and renamed it Murshidabad.
There's an interesting story to Murshid Quli Khan. He was born to a Brahmin family. He was kidnapped at birth and sold to Muslims. He then went on to join the court of Aurangzeb and later became the Nawab of Murshidabad.
As per his wishes, he was buried here outside the Katra Mosque. In 1897, an earthquake destroyed most of the domes and minarets, and all that remains is this. Architecturally, it has a Central Asian feel, which is unusual in these parts. There's lots to see here and lots to eat, if you're so inclined. Mishti is simply irresistible. But when it comes to accommodation, the choice isn't so exciting. You'll have to make do with rudimentary facilities.
If you're traveling in these parts during the monsoon, it's a good idea to carry plenty of mosquito repellents.
There are lots of Nawabs living around the town. This house is called New Palace and belonged to an erstwhile Nawab. But the government has taken it over and now it's a tourist attraction. Just around the corner from here is one of the most impressive palaces you'll ever see, Hazar Dauri, meaning 1,000 doors. Built in the 18th century for the Nawab, it has a charm of its own.
By the way, this is supposed to be the largest external flight of stairs in India. I'm going to the Palace Museum to check out the goodies. Catch you later.
It's amazing how many diverse kingdoms and dynasties the river Hooghly has sustained over the centuries, and how Bengali culture and tradition has endured along its banks. The river is still the lifeline of this region, and some villagers trek over 10 kilometers every day for bathing and washing rituals. I followed one and ended up in a Santal village. These tribals have been living here for ages. There's something distinctive about their village. Everything is neat and clean, and it's a pleasure to meet the friendly Santals and play with their children. I asked to see what their traditional dancing was like, and they thrilled me with a demonstration.
Shantiniketan, literally the abode of peace, was Rabindranath Tagore's dream concept for an Indian university. It began as an open-air school in 1901, and today it's shut for summer vacation.
Every building here reflects Tagore's architectural style. He was obsessed with striking a harmonious balance with nature, and this can be seen in everything here. What seemed to be an art studio turned out surprisingly to be boarding rooms. I happened to meet the only student on campus that day, or so it seemed. I would have liked to stay on longer, but I have to show you all the sights. The constantly shifting shoals and sandbanks make the Hooghly a difficult river to navigate. As soon as I saw a placid stretch, I decided to take a boat ride. The river has its share of legends, like all rivers. Here's one that usually raises a laugh.
The hillside from the Hooghly has ears, or so the legend goes. So when they hear their name being shouted by the fishermen, they escape from the nets and run away. So if you see silent fishermen, you'll know why.
Not too far down the Hooghly is a medieval French colony, Chandarnagar. You know, this program might have been in French if the British had lost the struggle for colonial supremacy. A walk down the Quai du Play or the Strand will remind you of those heady medieval days. Come here in the early hours of the morning for atmosphere. I got so carried away that I knocked at the door of an interesting-looking house and gained admittance. Mrs. Khan proved to be an incredible storehouse of information on the area. Joan of Arc in the middle of all this was quite a pleasant surprise at the Église du Sacré-Cœur. The Institut-De Chandranagar in the 18th century French mansion is a treat if you have the time. After the priceless antiques in the Institut-De Chandranagar, the marketplace with its handicrafts and colourful ware seemed a more down-to-earth place to be in. I enjoyed just browsing around and taking in the place. I would have hung around the market, except I couldn't resist the chance of seeing what the mouth of the Hooghly looked like. At the place where the river empties itself into the Bay of Bengal, you'll see lots of fishing boats and trawlers. They remind you it was here at Diamond Harbour that the British first made their foray into Bengal. If you're looking for lots of historical symbols, you'll be disappointed. You'll need a vivid imagination to take yourself back 300 years to the time of Robert Clive and the days of the galleon ships.